Srini?
Yes, sir. Perfect.
Okay. So first of all, thank you very much for inviting me. It was a wonderful program organized by Virmani and other group, Keita and other people. My talk is home blood pressure monitoring. After the chronic biology of hypertension, I'm talking a very simple term, home blood pressure monitoring. My purpose of the talk is the agenda is, everybody knows what it is. My main message is to appeal everybody to promote home blood pressure monitoring and to promote hypertension clinic. So that is the two message I would like to give this in this conference. Of course, in the background was, the European Society of Hypertension practice guidelines recently in the Journal of Hypertension summarizes the essential recommendations for BP measurements for clinical practice in and out of the office. And all of you know what is home blood pressure monitoring. This is SMB is defined as a regular measurement of blood pressure by the patient outside the clinical setting, either at home or elsewhere. And this is the most accurate, inexpensive, available way to diagnose, manage hypertension. Why should we do this? In the clinic BP, what you see is just a snapshot. So it's inadequate or misleading estimates of patients' true BP status. It is a not true representative estimate of individuals' usual BP outside the setting, and also suboptimal prediction of cardiovascular risk. That is why we go for ABBM and the home blood pressure monitoring. Patterns of BP such as white coat hypertension, mass hypertension, nocturnal non-dip, which was mentioned by Nasi Verma, cannot be diagnosed with office BP. So clinic BP, if you say 55 millions are recorded, 40 millions positive, 10 millions white coat, and false negative 30. So in the 55 millions, so many positives, so many negatives. That means for every two people, another person is misclassified either as a white coat hypertension missing or mass hypertension missing. That is where home blood pressure monitoring can solve this problem. And the home readings have taken their place at the top of the hierarchy, says the Norman Kaplan. And Zanzetti said the home readings may be the most practical way to assess the variability. Cumbersome 7-day ambulatory blood pressure monitoring is very cumbersome. So this is the best way. And then advantages, of course, all of you know, this adherence is good. It detects the white coat hypertension, mass hypertension, can be used with telemonitoring. I'll give you one by one. It also adherence, enhancing strategy with the combination of counseling, and is also closely related to hypertension-induced target organ damage, predicts the cardiovascular events better than the office BP. It can detect white coat and mass hypertension. Nowadays, nobody should be diagnosed as a hypertensive without doing home BP monitor or ambulatory BP. And you know what is white coat hypertension? White coat hypertension, the blood pressure in the clinic is more compared to home or the other environment. Whereas mass hypertension, when the patient comes, the blood pressure in the clinic, it is normal. Outside the clinic, in the environment or the house, it is high. But white coat hypertension and mass hypertension is more dangerous. And the environment, sometimes it's not the house, the environment, they may be having hypertension. And they say the mass hypertension can be detected by home BP by 22%, by ABBM it is 34, combined ABBM and HBB 44%. And the most important thing, it empowers the patient. So patient's behavior is good. See, Virmani knows as a diabetologist, when somebody is regularly checking this weight, he'll be involved in the weight reduction program. So if you empower the patient in the control of hypertension, the control will be more. And then translation of home readings by the device and then telemonitoring directly goes to the doctors. So it saves the hospital visit. And then lockdown hypertension, very, very important. All of you, please promote home BP monitoring during lockdown because of the anxiety, fear, loss of income for the people, no exercise, not having enough tablets. They don't buy enough tablets. There, the BP is more. So I coined the term lockdown hypertension. During the lockdown, there is hypertension. This is very useful, especially monitoring during the lockdown. And then special population, where it's important, elderly people, diabetics, pregnancy, chronic kidney disease, hemodialysis, children. So home BP becomes a very, very important tool in these situations, special situations. And the equipment, of course, the oscillatory device may not work well with patients who have atrial fibrillation or other arrhythmias. Patients monitor should be checked again, mercury against mercury sphygma management. And the devices are manual devices, semi-automated devices, automated devices. Many devices are commercially available, have validated, and patients may require some instruction on the device use. These are the home BP monitors. What they have to do, they have to insert the arm and press the button, you get the reading. And this is the standard BP monitor, home BP monitor. There are now BP monitors available, wrist also. The one is in the upper arm, and the other home BP monitor is in the wrist. And now cupless watch like wearables are available in the home BP, and then capillary BP in the peripheral finger, that also is available. And there are three other models also there where you get 3 readings of home BP and the average reading is taken. Sorry, I'm rushing. You know why we are worried about validated? Many people they don't buy BP monitors frequently or validation frequently. There'll be zero error like this. And people who have got sentiment that the BP apparatus was given by parents, they can keep it in the clinic in the cupboard, not use it. You have to do validation. Virmani used to ask me where all these validation equipments are available. These are the websites. If you go the websites, all the associations, American Medical Association, German Association, European Society, all these associations have validated the apparatus, and the website will give you what all the available validated BP monitors in the country. And of course, how to monitor and reading and interpretation. The device I already told you, automated. Cup size should be good. The bladder size should be fitting for the particular patient. And of the relaxation after 5 minutes, sitting rest, back supported, arm relaxed, and no talking during measurements. And then 7-day monitoring. The first day we omit, the 6-day average we take. Calculation of the 12 readings, we can get it. Interpretation, all of you know the home BP monitor, if there is 135, 85 more, that is hypertension. Normal BP is less than 130, 80. Home BP is always 130 to 135 or 80 to 85 is borderline. And long-term monitoring, we can take 1 or 2 readings every week. So this is the record sheet one should have. You must explain to the patient. Your nurse should explain to the patient how to take blood pressure. Also how to record day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, 5. And then the average of the 6th one. And then they have to bring the record to the doctor. Again, if you see the office BP is 140/90, which is equal to 135/85, and the home and the 24 hours APBM is 130/80. Daytime APBM is 135/85. So if somebody has got 135/85 in home, it is equal to 140/90 of the clinic BP. And then you have to teach back. You have to bring the instrument to the doctor and then compare the clinic doctor's BP apparatus with you, and then reinforce the education to the patient. That is very important. So ask the patient to buy a monitor, ask them to bring the monitor along with the record, and you will have to train him again, reinforce. And then home BP measurement may be used to confirm diagnosis if ambulatory monitoring is unsuitable. Many guidelines says home BP monitor should be done before you label somebody as hypertensive. Record twice daily, I have already told you. For masked hypertension, 3 measurements in the morning and 3 in the evening. For 2 days, you can diagnose masked hypertension in home BP. And then in the treatment phase, you will have to do exactly what I said. Maybe you can take 2 weeks measurement and take the average reading and go to the doctor if the doctor feels the treatment can be changed. In a follow-up patient, you can do once a week or once in 2 weeks. And then where the poor compliance of the treatment is there you will have to do more times. And patients may be educated about BP variability between measurements, not to be alarmed by high or low BP measured on a single occasion unless an important elevation or reduction persists associated with symptoms of chest pain or dyspnea. Okay, what is the evidence to say the home BP is the best BP? There were 5 prospective studies, and all the 5 found that the home BP predicts the target organ damage better than the office BP. There is a Ogasma study, SELF study, PAMELA study, Belgian study, and Didima study. All these studies shows that strokes mortality, CV morbidity and mortality are better predicted by home BP compared to office BP. And then for persons above 60 years of age, they say HPBM is good or better than APBM, predicting mortality in older patients, says Pagard and all. Then there is a agency called AHRQ, that is Agency for Health Research and Quality. They reviewed 48 comparative studies and they found home BP is good. Several national and international guidelines recommend home BP. And then if you see the editorial comment by the Hypertension Journal, home blood pressure as a cardiovascular outcome predictor, it is time to take this method seriously. And then the UPS task force, US Preventive Task Force says, obtaining measurements outside the clinical setting for diagnostic confirmation before starting treatment. They say you don't label anybody as hypertensive unless you check the pressure outside the clinic, either by ABBM or home blood pressure. Then CHEP guidelines, nice guidelines say you can use ABBM and HBBM before you diagnose hypertension. French and Taiwan guidelines recommend the use of self-monitoring to confirm office BP measurement before diagnosis is made. But still office BP is recorded as the gold standard. Now a comparison between home BP and the ambulatory BP. There were two studies compared both the values. It's called Pamela study and Ogasma study. They found 24-hour daytime and nighttime ambulatory BPs and home BP were closely associated with the risk of silent cerebrovascular lesions and carotid atherosclerosis, whereas the clinical BP is not. The ambulatory BP, the ambulatory and home BP is complementary rather than competitive. So both I call home BP as the poor man's ABBM. And then Hara et al. Also says the home BP is supplementary rather than competitive to ABBM. Does home BP improve patient outcomes? A systematic review says HBBM encourages patient-centered care. That is very important. Patient-centered care and improves BP control patient outcomes. And then home BP versus the ambulatory. The data suggests home BP is as good as ambulatory BP monitoring, superior to measurement in regard to their association with preclinical organ damage assessed by echocardiography and left ventricular mass index. Same way, home BP was at least as well correlated with target organ damage as with ambulatory blood pressure. And if you see the comparison of office BP, ABBM and the home BP, of course, nocturnal hypertension and the morning surge is better with the ABBM. But if you see the other things, hypertension control improvement, if you see, it is better with home BP. Same way, long-term BP variability is better with the home BP, and it is cost effective. Then what is the future of ABBM? Sorry, future of HBBM, that's a home blood pressure monitoring. Now, continuous 24 hours monitoring is not possible, especially Narsingh Verma says 7 days continuous. So there is a now beautiful instrument which has come in the home BP. Though they cannot diagnose nocturnal hypertension, they can take 3 times the BP in the night, and it is also useful for arrhythmia. These are the new developments. These devices can detect arrhythmia and adjustable cuff, so anybody can use any arm. Same way, the sleep home BP, in addition to morning home BP, automatic device with the data memory and 3 automatic measurements during sleep control, maybe 2 a.m., 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. And nocturnal dipping may be recognized by home monitoring devices. That more accessible and less expensive than 24 hours. As you want me to do 7 days, you can do 7 days also. 2 devices have been obtained, 3 measurements. It is fully validated by European Hypertension Society. The Omron HEM 5001 and also MicroLife Watch. These 2 instruments were validated. And this is a very good and a beautiful instrument called Night View Blood Pressure Monitor. It is, of course, by Omron. What you see, you can see a wristband. So the wristband, you tie the wristband and leave the patient to sleep peacefully. There is no inflation, deflation frequently like ABBM. And according to your setup programming, it can check the pressure at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. 3 readings will be there in this. And this can be also used daytime as a home BP monitor. So it is a hybrid. You can use as a home BP monitor daytime like this, and you can use also at the night time like this. But of course, the cuff is the wrist. This is going to be available in India soon. And what are the exceptions? All monitors should be validated. Please, there is a caveat. Children, pregnant women, individuals with very large arms, you should have a separate validation. Separate validation is necessary in pregnant women. If you see obstetricians, they have their own setup of home BP, and they use day in and day out in the to detect preeclampsia and follow up with hypertension. This is a conic shaped cuff. which is available now for 40, above mid-term 42 centimeters. This cuff is very handy. This will be very useful. And then home BP beyond home. This is my favorite topic. Home BP beyond home. Where all it can use? You can use in pharmacies. You know, when patients go to pharmacy to buy antihypertensive, there is no white coat hypertension. There is no problem. Very casually, the pharmacist can check the pressure. So every time they go, they can check and record. And this is the paper I'm very proud to announce. In April 11, 2021, I present this paper. This is called Sustainability of Blood Pressure Reduction at Interventions-Led Barbershop Systemic Review. I presented this paper in international conference, and my paper was accepted. This is what in public places you can do the BP monitor in the library, in the mall, in the airport, railway station. And I chose the barbershop because everybody goes to barbershop once a month and they check the pressure, and then they give the recording in the notebook, and the patient goes to the doctor and shows them. And this is the comparison by the recent European guidelines. They said compare office BP, home BP, and 24 ambulatory and pharmacy and the barber shops, other places. They said these barber shops and pharmacy, though it is not accurate, it creates a very good situation for screening and creating an awareness. And this is also, the home BP is also very good for research, the availability of multiple readings, reduction of the sample size, identification of patients with WCH and mass hypertension, minimization of the placebo effect. So many advantages if you use HPBM in the research. Interventional studies, you can examine the value of HPBM in assessing the efficacy of hypertension chemotherapy, chronotherapy, identify country targets of home BP based on cardiovascular outcomes and mortality, assess the cardiovascular outcomes in hypertension. In the real world, it can compare home BP monitor with clinical measurement. So there are a lot of areas of research can be done home BP. I request Ketan, Rai, and people who are leading this conference, collect some few postgraduates and junior doctors. We can give a lot of projects on research and home BP, which is very important. I'm going to come to the next slide, which is very important. If you see the published local hypertension guidelines, everybody is there. But unfortunately, only China has a public local hypertension home BP guidelines. Same way Indonesia has, Japan has, but India we don't have. So I think we should have Indian home BP guidelines. So I think I'm working on it. If somebody is interested, we can all join and then publish a guideline how to be take home BP, especially with respect to our country, and which are the monitors and things like that. So I request the people who are interested in hypertension, talk to me. We'll jointly do this publishing hypertension guidelines with regard to HPBM. That is why if you see low awareness in India, low apprehension of HPBM in the general physicians, most of the family physicians think the home BP is not validated, it's not good, the data is not good, and we don't have a guideline. So I think to combat all that, we should have guidelines and we must promote home BP. Nowadays, the home BP is available in India and other countries are superb. It gives very accurate value. And then my conclusion drive-go message is home BP is at least as well correlated with organ damage. It should be a routine component of BP measurement. It is an alternative to ABM diagnostic test. And the gadgets learning is very easy. Even the vegetable vendor whom I have given a home BP monitor is doing excellent work, not only for her, she also checked the pressure of the people who are buying who are coming to her for buying vegetables. She checked the pressure for those people also. So it is very easy to learn, and it improves adherence to therapy. It makes the patient empowerment. And then blood sugar monitoring took nearly 20 years before it became popular. I want the home BP monitor also should be popular. I am sorry, Srinivasa Murthy and other people are very much interested in home blood sugar monitoring. Please take up home blood pressure monitoring also, because the morbidity, mortality, and incidence and prevalence of hypertension is 3 times more than the diabetes. So focus on diabetes and then focus on home blood pressure monitoring also. Hypertension is a silent killer, but we should not be silent. We should make noise. We should create awareness and then screening programs. And my last, in every house there is a person who has hypertension. Home BP monitoring hypertension. Home BP monitoring is a very, very important tool. So promote, popularize, familiarize home BP monitoring. Promote hypertension clinic. promote hypertension clinic, because there are no hypertension specialists in our country. Very few people are there. So promote hypertension, because the morbidity, mortality is much more. By introducing hypertension clinic, you can reduce the health burden as well as the economic burden of the country. And then I wrote an article in the Hindu, actually in 2015. See, we doctors, we go for so many functions, wedding day, anniversary day, and then so many days. So don't buy any fancy items. Buy only home BP monitor, which is only 2,000 rupees. Give to that family or the person. For example, if you give it to Srinivasa Murthy, it'll be useful for his wife, his father-in-law, mother-in-law. And Nursing Verma uses that very frequently. Whenever Nursing Verma wife gets, little, she's not angry. She's a very good lady. And if she's getting little, upset, she, tries the BP and says, honey, you have high BP, be soft, we'll discuss later on. So the family quarrels and, fightings also can be controlled with the home BP monitor in the family. And there are BP monitors available where you can have 4 readings. You can have a reading of Mr. Muruganathan, Mrs. Muruganathan, then father-in-law Ramasamy, Vanamudi. Like that, 4 readings can be recorded and can be stored. And there are monitors which will take 3 readings and then average will be given. And even that, if you connect to the telemonitoring, it will go to the doctor and the nurse which you see. If there's an alarming response, they'll call you. So, ladies and gentlemen, control over his diet, time to relax, exercise, and then time to right toil and discharge of his duties. He observes proper hours of sleep, awakening, and is balanced in his actions and reactions, emotions and reasons, duties and rewards, can't cause disease. That is Bhagavad Gita. Ladies and gentlemen, learning is the beginning of health. Learning is the beginning of wealth. Learning is the beginning of spirituality. Thank you for your attention. I will be very happy to answer.
Thank you, sir. There are a couple of questions. What is the dependability of a digital machine vis-a-vis mercury sphygmomanometer?
In fact, Virmani, now mercury is going out of the country, out of the world. Now nobody is going to use mercury. All the monitors which are validated are compared and standardized with the mercury manometer. In fact, some of the companies, I don't want to mention the name of the company, they show there is a T tube like this. They check the pressure from the home BP monitor as well as and they standardize, they compare. The comparison is good. Only thing, compared to office BP, the home BP is 5 millimeters less. That is the only thing. When the person has got more than 130/80 in home BP, you should be alert. So it is very good validated BP monitors are available. So there's this myth and misconception should be removed. Home BP is good. Like, in a sprint trial, they did an automated BP monitor, which is, very good. Like, it's like home BP monitor only. 5 minutes, the rest, and takes the 3 minutes average reading. It's very good. It is devoid of white coat hypertension, and it is very good to find out masked hypertension also.
Sir, they are dependable. They are very dependable, no doubt about it. But I think it's also very important to teach the patient how to take this home blood pressure, because otherwise, if he doesn't take properly, he can become a headache for the physician.
That is why, Anil Kumar Virmani, I am always requesting all of you conference organizers, whenever you organize this program like this, organize a simultaneous program for public, and then people like me or for people like M. Sharma can go to them and teach them 1 hour how to check the pressure and how do they do. See, nowadays it is not at all difficult. Everybody can use the mobile phone. They can sending WhatsApp. They're doing what is called status, WhatsApp status. They can change even the date. So when they have so much of technical knowledge, the home BP teaching is very good, very simple, and be very useful also. Only thing you must tell them, don't check the pressure too often. Don't get alarmed by if there is a variation. All that, by using that, they will understand. And once you give a good monitor and then follow it up with them, it's very good. And especially my observation, you teach the girl in a house, a school girl or the wife of a husband, because they very, very patiently, religiously learn, and then they do everything very quietly and nicely. So I always say follow women, even in the COVID times, because women means wash your hands, observe social distance, mask yourself, exercise, and no touch, no party. So that is in COVID also follow women. Even in home BP monitor, follow women.
Sir, hats off to the hypertension man in India. Hats off to the hypertension man in India who has propagated and promoted hypertension monitoring like anything, and that is Dr. Muruganathan.
Thank you, sir. I have so far given 10,000 home BP monitors in various states with the help of the ministers and people. And for the last 10 years, I have been promoting hypertension clinic and home BP monitor. My simple appeal to all of you who are listening, 100 people here, please promote home BP monitor. And whenever you give a gift, don't give any other gift, only give home BP monitor.
And you had gifted us in Gaya 10 monitors each.
Yes.
Yeah,
You
Gaya,
had given
Yeah.
to many of us.
yes. Gaya,
Which companies are reliable,
I
sir?
think I would like to thank Dr. Mugnazam for encouraging home BP monitoring. He has been doing for the last several years.
Yes.
He is a pioneer and he is leader
Yes,
in
sir.
home BP monitoring.
And I'm very happy all the international guidelines now promote home BP monitoring. They have a validation for each sector, like pregnancy, children, elderly, obese people. So many people now have come. So